You don't like my singing? Have words with me. You don't like my singing? Every time I play music and I start singing, she gets very concerned and looks at me. Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy Christmas. Happy Friday if you don't celebrate Christmas. Hi, hello. I am here with a Christmas song book tag. So this was originally created by Haley in Bookland. I went and explored her old videos trying to find a Christmassy book tag that would be kind of fun to do. And I figured that the Christmas song book tag would be pretty fun. Let's just get into it. So I took this entire tag from Haley's second rendition of this entire video that she did, I believe in 2017. She added a few more prompt questiony thingies, and I believe out of all of them there are 14. She says there are 15 in her video, but she skips over a number, so there's 14. And I'm really excited to just get into this. So the first one is, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." So this one is, "A villain you couldn't help but love." Now, this one's hard for me because I don't actually love book villains all that much. I am the person who roots wholeheartedly for the hero. So I don't really have an answer for this one. A villain I couldn't help but love. I'm going to twist this a little bit, and I'm just going to talk about like book villains that I think are really interesting. Not that I love them, but I think they're really well done. The only one that's coming to mind really is the lady from Reindeer. She has such an emotional attachment to our main character, and I think that's what makes villains really interesting, is when they do have that emotional attachment. I don't like her at all. She's awful. But I really, really enjoy the complications that a relationship like that brings up in a book. So that'll be my answer. Kind of a cop-out, but that's okay. The second one, of course, is "All I Want for Christmas Is You." So this one is a book you want to see under the tree. If I had to pick, I think most definitely I would love to see two things. I would love to see the cookbook from Half Baked Harvest because I am super into cooking right now and I want to branch out because I can make a damn good pasta and a damn good stir fry, but like everything else I'm not like versed in, and I would like to branch out of my cooking. I don't really know if that counts as a book, but we're gonna count it anyways. And an actual book, I would love to see either the two middle grades that I've read most recently that I'm absolutely in love with, that I don't have physical copies of, and they are The Green Glass House and The Vanderbeekers. Number 3 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a character who learns to believe in themselves. For this one, I am gonna have to use one of my favorite books of all time, one of my favorite books of this year, and that is Linus from House in the Cerulean Sea. I think his like character arc, whatever he goes through, is just so incredible, and he learns to really just kind of accept himself and accept others around him, which is so good. But I think his is like the perfect Rudolph story because he starts off this book so lonely and so just totally in a rut in his life, and then he learns to love himself and love others, and it's just so good. So yeah, definitely Linus from House in the Cerulean Sea. So this next one is a two-parter because it is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. This one's a two-parter because we talk about character that is on the naughty list and a character that is on the nice list. I'm going to take this in a different way, and a character that should be on the naughty list is Danny Brown from Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, because she's naughty throughout this book. Very naughty. And a character that should be on the nice list, we're gonna put her love interest, because Zaph is just such a sweet, loving man, and he works so hard with children, and he deserves to be on the nice list. But Danny deserves to be on the naughty list, 100%. Number 5 is Frosty the Snowman, a book that melts your heart. Really, I could use House in the Cerulean Sea again for this, because that is one of my favorite books, and it is like literally a shot of serotonin. But I'm going to actually use The Vanderbeekers of 141st Street by Karina Van Glazer, because this book, this whole family just reaches into your heart and takes it from you. Like, it is just, they claim it and they melt it. And all the kids are just incredible and wonderful. And that whole book is just a wonderful, heart-melting time. Number 6 is... That is a book that is set in a country that is not your own. This year, what did I read? So I could obviously say any book that's set in Europe, because that is obviously not my own country. For this one, I'm gonna use Kingdom of the Wicked, because this is set in Italy, and it is so wonderful. Just the culture that is in this book, because you just have so much food and richness, and you get the old architecture and everything. So I'm gonna use Kingdom of the Wicked for this one. Number 7 is It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. What holiday book do you recommend? And boy, do I have a few. So if you haven't already seen my video where I recommend holiday books to you guys, I have a few that I'll just say here. So I really recommend 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayliss, which I read this year for the first time. It is filled with so much joy and so much heartwarming Christmassiness. I loved it so much. Yes, it's an incredibly predictable romance, but isn't every romance that? And it's not like you're going into a romance for the suspense of who they're going to end up with, right? So you're going in for basically just a shot of Christmas, and that's what that one is. Another one that I really, really recommend is One Day in December. That one I think is my favorite holiday book ever. It is heart-crushingly sad and also really hopeful at the same time. And that one goes over 10 years. So you don't necessarily have to read it in December, but it does have a lot of moments featuring the December and Christmas time. And last but not least, I really, really, really recommend A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This one is just the quintessential Christmas book, and I try to read it every year. I love it so much. And who doesn't love the classic story of Scrooge and his 3 ghosts? So number 8 is Sleigh Ride, and that is a fictional character who you'd love to spend Christmas with. And that's a great question, actually. I could take this many different ways. I think I would love to spend Christmas with the March family from Little Women. That would be fantastic. I would also love to spend Christmas with the Vanderbeekers. That would be so cool. That would be, that family would be insane. Maybe that would be a lot. Maybe that would be a lot, but I think it would be kind of fun to be part of their brownstone Christmas. That would be so fun. And of course, I think it would be super fun to spend Christmas with like the kids from the Percy Jackson universe. That might be a chaotic Christmas as well. I'm trying to think of like adults I could spend Christmas with, because as an adult myself, spending Christmas with kids might be who like aren't mine or like are family members of mine might be a little bit weird. So, you know, it'd be really fun to spend Christmas with Kate and Matt and Laura from the 12 Dates of Christmas. They just have a lovely community there, and I think it would be so lovely to spend Christmas with them. Also because it's in a little like small town, maybe an hour and a bit away from London, like it would be the perfect place to be. Number 9 is Baby, It's Cold Outside. Which book would you sacrifice to the fire to keep you warm? I have a few from like my own, like my history, but from this year specifically, I think I would sacrifice A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. by Suzanne Collins, because that one just makes me physically angry. As you guys have, if you guys have watched my surprising versus disappointing video, you know why. But yeah, that one would be probably the one that I would sacrifice to the fire. Number 10 is Do You Hear What I Hear? And this one is a book you want everybody to read, and that is very easy. I want everybody to read The House in the Cerulean Sea because that book is a shot of serotonin, and it is middle grade for adults. Who could not love it? Like, it is on the edge of probably a little bit too sickly sweet for some people, but it is just so heartwarming that I don't see how anybody could hate that book. Also, the Aggie Morton books, even if you don't like middle grade, definitely pick these up because they read a little bit more mature. They're not like the typical funny middle grade that you would expect. They are historical middle grade, so they have the feeling of being in 1902 with these kids figure out these mysteries, and they're like Agatha Christie based mysteries. And I myself, who's a 23-year-old, absolutely adored these and couldn't figure out the mysteries. So I think everybody should read them because they're fabulous. So yeah, those are my answers. So the next one, number 11, is Where Are You Christmas? So this is a book you want right now but isn't out yet. And quite honestly, I have like 3. I would really like to get Realm Breaker like right now by Victoria Aveyard. I'm so excited about this book. Every time she talks about it, I get more and more excited. I'm like, I want it. I want it. I want a copy of it so I can read it right now. Oh, I'm so excited about that one. And a sequel, I think, would probably be the sequel to Sky Hunter, because that ending was so good and I can't wait for that next installment. I cannot wait to see where this series goes. It's going to be so incredible and so good. So yeah, definitely those 2 books. So number 12 is Last Christmas.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, instead of no tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Book you started off loving, but ended up hating or just disliking. I think my answer for this one is Bringing Down the Duke by E.P. Dunmore. I started off with high expectations and really enjoying the idea of this because it deals with a lady who goes to Oxford. She's one of the first women to be accepted into Oxford, and she's a suffragette and all these kind of things. I really enjoyed the idea of their romance, like this lady's romance with a duke. She is trying to basically swing him and his political ideas to the suffragettes' side. But it just ended up not doing it for me. It took me so long to read this book too because I didn't want to pick it up. I just wasn't interested in it. So definitely this one. Number 13 is Blue Christmas, book that made you cry. Now, if you guys have been on my channel for a long time, you know that like every book makes me cry. But the last one that made me full body sob was Lovely War by Julie Berry. This book had me full, like convulsing, sobbing, sitting there reading these moments and like out loud going, no, 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 please, no. Like it just shattered me so hard. So definitely that one counts. But like I cried every book. Like I cried last night reading a little bit of the Vanderbeekers. So like cried every book. The last one on this list, number 14, is A Marshmallow World, which is a fluffy book. And this one most definitely just has to go to like one of my romances from this year. The fluffiest book that I've read this year is probably Waiting for Tom Hanks. If you want a fluffy romance that like really is just super entertaining and feels like you're watching a Tom Hanks movie with like you know, like You've Got Mail and stuff like that, read this one because there is very little substance, but it is so enjoyable and lighthearted. And I think that's what you want from a romance book, especially a fluffy one like this. But that is definitely one of them. But yes, my friends, that is it that is the Christmas song book tag. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Haley and Bookland for creating this because this was so much fun to do, and I highly suggest you guys do it if you want to as well. Or just let me know down below, because I know it is currently Christmas for you guys, Christmas Day. What is your favorite Christmas song? Do you really like the oldies? Like, I have a soft space in my heart for the oldie Christmas songs, like the Boney M Christmas songs. Those are probably like my favorite, like the Beach Boys. We got Bing Crosby, like all of those really old Christmas songs. They're my favorite. I also really like Michael Bublé. So like he's my only like modern one that I really, really love. And there's like a select few songs that I do really enjoy from like modern-y times, more modern times, but I'm not a huge fan of all like of modern Christmas music as much. But I mean, Christmas music is Christmas music, right? It's just joyful and amazing no matter where you are. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please make sure to like it to let me know, and if you want to leave a comment down below but don't know what to say, leave a Christmas tree emoji, which is very fitting since it is Christmas Day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in another video soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.